Hello and welcome, everyone. This is our monthly audience response video. I'm Jacob, your host. This is Raymond. And what we do in this video is we kind of post questions to the social media world, Reddit, for example, comic book related questions, and then we see the responses, and then Raymond and I talk about those responses. The reason why we do that, as opposed to just continuously reply on a thread, which we do, is because we're expecting that over time there'll be some very insightful responses, funny responses, kind of out there responses that don't make sense and whatnot, and then we'll discuss it more in depth on a video. So what we posted earlier this month is the question, how would you describe Maestro to a toddler versus an old person? So we were curious as to how someone will say, okay, here's this character. How do I describe it to a toddler that can understand versus an old person, presumably not knowing anything about comics? So that was our question. So with that, Raymond, we got two responses, just two, to that question. The first one was from winter_gate_6433. I would love to know how this question even occurred to you. Valid?
I mean, it's valid, but like, answer the question though, please. Like, like, yeah, I hear you, but answer the question. Sure, it's a valid question.
Yeah, that people got to know why before they can answer, I guess.
Right.
So we said, and this is actually true kind of this ongoing monthly series of videos. So we took our inspiration, The Wired, the magazine. They have this series on their YouTube channel called 5 Levels, and it's pretty, I think it's pretty awesome. So it's STEM topics, but they take a subject matter expert like a researcher or an engineer or professor, and they'll explain a topic, quantum physics, qubits or something, and explain it to a teenager, like high school, college student, grad student, and then another expert. And it's fascinating because they can take a very complicated topic, but if you have mastery over that topic, you know how to break it down to your audience. So that was our response to that person's question. They still didn't answer the question. Oh, well. So really, we got one response. And Raymond, you got to help me if I'm not thinking right, because I twist my brain. The answer was, Maestro can make you see things that are only half powered. That's by Dash Omega Prime Dash. So
first of all, I'm kind of sick. First of all, I'm a little bit more lively usually, but I feel like a horse's ass right now. I just realized something though, because we kind of had a brief discussion about this response, but this is why I disagree with what you said earlier, Jacob, about benefit of the doubt, because not only does that response not make sense to me, but like that was a two-part question. Man's only like gave us one answer. You said toddler and adult or senior citizen, whatever it was.
Didn't specify who they're talking about.
He didn't, like, what does that mean? Like, are you describing that to the child or to the old person? What are you talking about? So even if we assume that response made sense to us.
Incomplete.
It's incomplete.
You're right.
You didn't complete the assignment.
You're right.
You did not complete the assignment.
So that's, okay, 50% of the grade. Now the other half, what they said. Maestro, Maestro's like the future Hulk, right? The kind of evilish Hulk.
Yep.
So
I don't know what that means in that context. I genuinely, I do not know. I don't know if I'm sick and my brain is not thinking about it clearly. Maybe I'm missing something, but I don't know Maestro being able to see things that are only half powered. I genuinely don't know what that means. Like, please, in the comments, if you guys know what that is referring to, please say it, because I genuinely have no idea what that means.
When Raymond was saying, I gave the benefit of the doubt, I'm trying to give as much grace as possible. So I was like, okay, did that person mean Mephisto maybe? But even then, that he's not really known for like trickery or whatever.
You see things that half powered. Yeah. What does that mean? I don't, that man, again, put it in the comments or something. Maybe we're crazy, but I couldn't decode that one.
And if the original we're the original poster, but the person that gave that answer responds. If we're misunderstanding and there is some obscure issue, right, with there's like a half a page or just a panel or one speech bubble that explains this eccentric power that Master had that we don't know about, and we're the fools, then, you know what I'm saying, please let us know, because we want to learn.
Yeah.
We've been trying to figure out that response, and we're like, okay, we're concluding. It just don't make sense to us.
Yeah. That's I think the conclusion is it
Yeah.
doesn't make sense.
So
But A for effort though, I guess, I suppose.
thank you for responding, though. I
Yeah,
mean,
exactly.
yeah,
Exactly.
but we're new to Reddit and all that. So that's it. So that's the video. As we have more in-depth responses and allows us to do more research and kind of like in-depth analysis, or even kind of like coming up with explanations of why answer A versus answer B kind of can both exist in the same world or not. That's the whole point. So with that said, that's the end of the video, Raymond, unless you had any outgoing words for people.
No, just I'm desperately curious what that means at this point.
It's gonna
That's all.
bother him for a
It is.
minute.
I'm really curious what that
It's a
means.
brain
Because
itch.
now I feel like I'm missing something, but I don't know. I really don't. But no, that's it for me.
I turned it off. It's like that's the answer.
Yeah,
Wizzy
and just
wig.
leave it.
What you see is
That's
what you get.
probably that. Honestly, that's probably the answer. It just doesn't make sense, and it's not meant to make sense. Thinking about it too much will just make you go crazy.
So well played
Because
there.
I mean, honestly, 50-50 shot that comment was just somebody intentionally being confusing.
Yeah.
Just intentionally being confusing. So.
Four-dimensional like sarcasm and
Right.
and
Exactly.
whatever. So
Exactly.
all right, cool. Thank you. Peace.
Cool.